Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about products that I am currently loving, basically a current favorites video. I was going to say a lot of these products are fall themed, but not really. Anyway, before we get into it, I just wanted to briefly mention that I am not exactly sure what happened with the makeup today. I am wearing, for the majority of my eye look, I have the Huda Gemstone palette on my eye, which I wanted to use this palette today, but my original plan was just to go in with like a cool tone brown and then put this shade right here, which is like this really beautiful, like iridescent, has like a holographic blue sort of vibe. I was gonna go in with a cool tone brown and just pop that all over the lid, and then when I had this palette open, I was like, oh, you know what, like let's see what happens if I add a little bit of this, and suddenly this is the look we got. So I also felt like because this look turned into just whatever it is, it had to be paired with the holographic lid. So we're feeling a little extra today. This is why I am not creative at all. Like, I do not understand how people look at an eyeshadow palette and create a look, because again, this is what happens when I do that. Anyway, that's all. I just really wanted to briefly talk about that. I actually feel like I kind of like the look, but it's just not what I had originally intended. Anyway, if you guys are interested in hearing about some products that I'm currently loving, then stay tuned. But first, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I hope you consider doing so before you go. I post videos every single Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So without further ado, let's get into my current favorites. All right, I want to start with skincare, body care, and bath. So I love baths. It's just like one thing that I just really love. And recently I picked up these Galaxy salts from Da Bomb. And so first of all, I love having like a bath salt in my bath. And I just thought that these were so fun. I loved that they were colorful. And it actually is created by a pair of teenage sisterpreneurs. And I just thought that the whole concept behind this brand was fun. There's like a little ball inside each jar of these that has like a little surprise that I always just give to my daughter. But I wanted to mention these. I really like this one specifically. I purchased a couple of colors. This one's my favorite. Smells like black amber, and I just personally really like more of like a musky scent, and I just love the scent of these. I love the color too, and if you guys like baths, I thought that I would mention these. Then I also wanted to mention this lotion from Soap & Glory. So this is the drop-in lotion, and it has just a really coconutty, clean sort of scent to it, and I have really been enjoying using this right after a shower. It's not as nearly as thick as a body butter. In fact, it's it's more of a pretty thin consistency, so I feel like it soaks into my skin fairly quickly. Sometimes I just don't like putting on a really thick lotion or body butter because I feel like I'm distracted by my nose highlight. I almost never highlight my nose, and I feel like it's really shiny. Anyway, I typically don't like using a really thick body butter because I just feel like then you put like your clothes on and it's like sticky, and it's just not my favorite feeling. But I've really been liking this because it sinks in so quickly, and I love a good coconut scented anything. So I wanted to mention this. Then I have 4 skincare products to mention to you guys. One is just an old favorite that I've recently been using again and wanted to give it a quick shout out. This is from Ulla Henriksen. It's the True Serum. If you guys need a good vitamin C serum, would highly recommend this one from Ulla Henriksen. I just absolutely love it. It is an all-time staple and all-time fave. I've gone through so many bottles of this. In fact, I have a full size of this waiting to be finished after I finish this little mini deluxe. And then from Peter Thomas Roth, I absolutely love this mask, especially this time of year, because this smells just like pumpkin pie. This is the pumpkin enzyme mask. Now, what I will say about this is very, very intense. So you pop this on for 3 to 7 minutes, I believe it is. Yes, 3 to 7 minutes. And it feels very tingly on the skin, and it has a pretty harsh exfoliant in it. So it is going to get all of your dead skin cells off of your face, but it is pretty harsh. So if you have sensitive skin, I would probably pass on this. But if you like a really good, really intense exfoliating product, would highly recommend this one from Peter Thomas Roth. This is, I think, the 2nd or 3rd little deluxe size that I have gone through or been using of this. I will say this does leave my skin pretty red after using this, and I like to go in with a super moisturizing oil afterwards, but I do like to use this one time a week just to really exfoliate my skin. And then on the less intense side for exfoliating, I really like this guy from Saturday Skin. I just recently started using this again. This is the Rub-a-Dub Refining Mask. And basically this is like a dry exfoliator. So you put this on your hands and like rub it into your dry face. And it basically like balls and pills up, but it's like your dead skin cells that are pilling up on your face, which sounds disgusting. But I use this probably 3 times a week. I'm in like this, I have this like really calculated, scheduled out skincare routine for myself now, and I use this about 3 times a week, and I have noticed such a difference in my skin. I love how smooth my face feels after using this. I usually use this in the morning, and then I just feel like my makeup applies so much nicer when I use this. So it's been a while since I had pulled this out, but I wanted to recommend this just because I have refallen in love with it. And then the last skincare product I have to recommend, I am obsessed, you guys. This is from Ole Henriksen. This is the newest product to their like purple line. This is the Fat Glow Facial. So I use this once a week on Sundays, and I've been using it now for like 6 or 7 or 8 weeks, for a while now. And I have noticed such a difference in the texture of my skin. And this, I truly believe, does make just gives my face a glow. And I love this. It is not too intense on the skin. It has PHAs and Nordic birch sap. I believe this is supposed to be like a chemical exfoliant. Again, I only use this one time per week, but I've noticed such a huge difference in the texture of my skin when using this. I absolutely love this. Highly recommend. I also love the other 2 products in this line. It's the like Retin Alt line. I love all of Ole Henriksen products, but I've really been enjoying this line specifically. Okay, I have 2 fragrances that I want to talk about, and these are definitely fall/seasonal fragrances. Well, I mean, you could wear them any time of year, but they're very fall-esque in my opinion. So this is one that I purchased last year, and I've been so happy to have this back out and using this. I mean, I've been using this since August because I just couldn't wait, but this is Replicas by the Fireside, I think? By the Fireplace. And this just has this like cinnamon/woodsy, sweet yet musky sort of scent, and I am truly obsessed. Like, if there was a scent made for me, I swear it would be this. I can't remember if I've told this story on my channel before, but first of all, I love the fall. I'm like that basic bitch that loves the fall, but I love just like fall scented things. It's my favorite like seasonal scent, if you will. And probably 5 years ago, I am not kidding when I say I ordered $600 worth of fall scented candles from Bath & Body Works, because I told myself I only liked fall scented candles from Bath & Body Works, and at that time was really only buying Bath & Body Works candles. Now I burned myself out, literally, of those candles, and I had to take like a year-long break from those candles. Now I'm burning them again, but we aren't going to be spending $600 in candles. Anyway, I just absolutely love fall scented things. So this was like literally made for me. I swear, I love it. It's very expensive, but highly recommend. This is one too that lasts all day. Like, I'll spray like 3 squirts of this and I still smell myself like 10 hours later. Yeah. And then this next one I just recently picked up, but I love this one too, you guys. This is from MAC. This is in the scent Velvet Teddy. And this is supposed to be a dupe for the Tom Ford perfume that smells like vanilla and tobacco, and this truly does smell like vanilla and tobacco. This one isn't as strong as the Tom Ford one. I went in store and smelled the Tom Ford one, and I honestly like this one better. I absolutely, outside of fall scented things, I love tobacco scented things as well as like vanilla. It's just a very sensual scent in my opinion, and I have been loving this. What I will say about this one though is I feel like this one I have to spray like midday if I want to like revamp the scent. It isn't as long lasting as my Replica fragrance, but it's still really good. Highly recommend this one as well. I have 2 primers I want to talk about. I feel like I've talked about this in recent favorites, but I just have been loving this. This is from First Aid Beauty, and it's their Pores Be Gone Matte Primer. Anytime I need a mattifying or a smoothing primer, this is what I'm reaching for because it feels so hydrating on top of being a smoothing primer. I just Really love this. First Aid Beauty primers, I'm telling you, like, they kill it. They make my favorite primers. And even if I've been mentioning this in my previous favorites, I just had to mention it again. And then I've also been trying this one from Catrice. This is their Prime and Fine Fresh It Up. So this is their like Aqua Fresh Hydro Primer, the one that people say is a dupe for the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. I wouldn't say that this is an exact formula dupe because I feel like this one's a little bit thinner and a little bit runnier than the Smashbox one, but I still feel like this is super, super hydrating, and I feel like for $8 versus $42, I would go with this one. I've really been enjoying it. Again, very, very hydrating, which I need now that it's getting very, very chilly here in Minnesota. It's supposed to snow in a couple days. Ridiculous. We'll see if that actually happens. I want to go to the pumpkin patch this weekend, but I'd prefer there to not be snow on the ground. Anyway, I have really been enjoying this. I think the price is right, and if you have been considering picking this up, I just wanted you guys to know that I do like it. One foundation, this is the ABH Luminous Foundation. I promise you guys, my foundation like review / ranking of the 5 foundations that I picked up in August is coming. I just like, it's like that part of me that just wants everything to be perfect. I don't want to miss anything, so I feel like I just keep putting off filming that, even though I really need to. But spoiler alert, this one is my favorite of the 5 that I have tried. I just really like the finish of this, and I think it works really well for my dry skin. Now, what I will say is the wear time on this isn't my favorite. Like, I feel like I definitely have longer lasting foundations that I like for their longevity more than I like this. And this is not one that I would wear to work, probably, unless I like really set it down with a primer. Typically I work like 10 to 11 hour days, so this just isn't gonna make it all day. But if I only need it to last like a good 7 or 8 hours, if I'm going out with friends, family, etc., dinner with my husband, like, this is just beautiful, and I have really been liking this. I have mine in the shade 150W, which I find to be a good shade match for me, but I would recommend going in store to try and find your shade match, because I would have purchased, the one that I had on my cart before I went in the store to swatch was totally different than this one. So highly recommend going in store to find the correct shade match, but I really have been enjoying this one from ABH. Speaking of ABH, I really have been loving this palette from them. I know they've released like a million other palettes since, but I'm still like stuck back a month ago when they released the Jackie Aina palette. It was probably more than a month ago they released this, but I have loved this palette, you guys. I think that this is a beautiful one for the fall time, just with the shade selection that you are given. I love the warm toned brown mattes. I absolutely love the sponsored shade. I really even like the purples, and then these two like champagne shimmers are just gorgeous. This Lituation shade, I love everything about this palette. It's so good, and it's just such a bummer that they've had so many more releases since this came out, and I feel like this just didn't get the hype it deserved because there were so many other releases like right on the heels of this. So I wanted to mention to you guys that I have really been loving this, and I think that this definitely deserves more attention than it got. Okay, I have 1 blush and 3 lip products, and then we will be done. So I have really been loving this blush from ColourPop. In fact, I have it on today. This is in the shade Fresh and Peachy, and this isn't necessarily like a fall toned color, but I feel like it's neutral enough, especially on my skin tone, that I really can get away with it anytime. Here it is right here. I wear this one to work all the time. It just gives like a nice pop of color to the skin without being too much, and I have loved this. I think this is the second blush that I've tried from, what am I trying to say? ColourPop. This one is completely matte. The other one that I tried was a shimmery blush. And I really like this. I think that these blushes are like $8. I think the formula blends out really nicely. I think it lasts a pretty good amount of time, and I definitely wanted to give this one a shout out from ColourPop. Okay, then I have 3 lip products to talk about. So another ColourPop product. This is their Lippy Balm, and this is in the shade Bellini. I have been obsessed with this. This reminds me of the Kopari Lip Glossy. It's super nourishing on the lips. I can get away with this as just like a nourishing lip product. I can get away with this as a lip gloss. It's not too sticky, it's not annoying, and I have really liked this. I believe this is like $7 or $8, so I feel like the price is right for a nourishing lip gloss balm, if you will. And I know when I finish this, I will 100% pick up another one. And then I wanted to mention two favorite lippies for the fall time. First, from Dose of Colors. This has been a favorite fall liquid lipstick for years. Dose of Colors also makes my favorite liquid lipstick formula. This is in the shade Brick, and I just think it's such a beautiful red color for this time of year. I had to give this one a shout out. And then this lip lacquer from NARS. This is in the shade Santo Domingo, or Santa Domingo. I don't know. I'm the worst at reading, pronouncing, etc. I just think this is such a beautiful mauve toned gloss. I just wore this out with my family the other night and I really love this. Now what I will say about this formula is it is a little bit more on the sticky side. So if you're annoyed by sticky products, I might skip this. It's not as sticky as your average lip lacquer, but it definitely is stickier than like your average gloss, if you will, but super pigmented, and I really love the shade on this for the fall time or anytime really. So I wanted to give this one a shout out as well. But after that, that is going to conclude my current favorites. You guys will have to leave me a comment down below and let me know what products you are currently loving. I would love to hear from you. Other than that, thanks so much for sticking around to watch this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.